Hello welcome to the Karger webinar series. This webinar today is on DermaCompass, a companion for dermatology diagnosis, and we are delighted that all of you are here to join us today for this presentation. Let me try to advance the screen. Here we go. My name is Neil Adams. I'm from the regional office in North America at Karger, and I'm very happy that my colleague Fritz Kohler from Karger Clinical Resources is here as well. He's from our office in Germany. And just a couple of notes to make before we begin the presentation, and that is they are as follows. The webinar is being recorded. And the recording will be available for you to access at a later date. We'll keep you up to date on that. We'd like this webinar presentation to be as interactive as possible. So we encourage you to submit your questions, and please put them in the question box. We will do at the very end of the presentation our very best to answer all of your questions. But we do hope that you will join us in an interactive presentation. Finally, there's a very short survey at the end of this presentation, so we hope you'll take the time to fill that out and submit that to help us improve these types of presentations for the future. So today's presentation, as I say, is all about DermaCompass, we're going to begin with a brief overview of dermatology at Karger, to set the context for the discussion of the features of DermaCompass. Then we're going to dive into what exactly is DermaCompass. We'll talk about the editorial team, the partner that we have to develop this product, and brief discussion of access fees that are involved. Then Fritz will take over, and he will talk about the product features, including images and therapies. Look at a picture comparison, and also talk about the app version versus the laptop version. We have both, and you're going to hear more about that during the presentation. And he'll make it very clear the differences between the two. Then, of course, there will be the online demonstration. Fritz will take us through that to see all the products and features in action. And then we'll wrap up with a question and answer session. As I say, please feel free to put your questions in the chat, in the question box, and we'll get to those just as soon as we possibly can. So, dermatology at Karger. Where actually does DermaCompass fit within the whole program of dermatology at Karger? Well, it's a very nice complement to our books and journals in this field. You can see some of the journals and the books that we have in dermatology. It's a rapidly moving field, of course, and we have a lot of really solid reference tools to help healthcare providers, as well as patients. And I say that because you can see at the bottom of the screen, there is just one section, this is a particular interview, but it's from another service that we have launched recently called the Waiting Room, which is all about products, all about different therapies actually for patients, not for healthcare professionals and the general public. So it covers all different therapy areas, one of which is dermatology, and we actually have quite a few resources there for patients in dermatology at the Waiting Room. So I encourage you to visit the Waiting Room, which you can find at karger.com. So this is how DermaCompass sort of came to being out of all of our resources in dermatology. And as I say, we think it's a terrific complement to our existing product portfolio. So what exactly is DermaCompass? As you can see on the screen there, it is really an interactive reference tool for dermatologists and general practitioners. It offers quick access to diagnoses and therapies in dermatology, and really one of its key features, and Fritz will demonstrate this for you, are the high resolution images and the differential diagnostics. So it's really a very important tool for dermatologists and general practitioners, a reference tool, and you'll see all about it in the live demonstration coming up. It is, as I mentioned, we have a partner with this product. That partner is DermaOne, which is a Swiss healthcare company focused on patient-physician experience in the field of dermatology. We've developed the product with DermaOne, and we've put together, as you can see, quite an extensive and a very experienced editorial team. This is a team that is largely based out of Switzerland, but you should be aware that, and Fritz will tell you more about this, the contributors and the editorial team is changing quite often, and not changing, but adding additional, I should say, editorial context to the product. So I believe it's going to be, and Fritz will tell you more editorial team from the United States, other areas of the world. Really is a global product, not just focused in Europe. So, but that, as I say, we're adding more and more faculty members and editorial team to the product. So more to learn about there. At this point, I'm going to, let me just say one more thing, as I said, about the access fees. This is, as you can see from the slide, that we have broken down the fees into 2 tiers, really. One for universities and hospitals and university hospitals, the others for public and private hospitals. And they're really within each tier. We really focused on 1, 3-year, and 5-year licenses. You can see the introductory price for this year for both the different tiers. And as you do a 3-year and a 5-year license, of course, there are discounts involved too. So if you want to learn more about that, please reach out to either me or Fritz, and we'd be happy to tell you more about licensing fees. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Fritz to tell you a little bit about the product features in dermatology, in DermaCompass, and then he will do the online demonstration for you. So over to you, Fritz.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Neil. So I'm really pleased to be able to give you some insights into what DermaCompass is and what features are most important to dermatologists. So first, we have included over 322 diagnoses there, and there are 450 differential diagnoses, 159 therapies, and over 6,000 images. So that means there is a lot of content in that product. If we wanted to print it out, we could get a book that contains over 1,000 pages, but that's not all. In our pipeline, we have more than 300 further articles about various diagnoses that, or most of them, are now in the review process, and some of them are being written. So it's planned that they will be published this year, I guess. So this makes DermaCompass even more comprehensive. But let's take a look at the handbook. And Neil, could you please switch the slide?
Yes, there we go.
Oh, thank you. So DermaCompass is a web version and a companion app for iOS and Android smartphones. In both versions, on your laptop or on a desktop PC, and in the mobile app, you get this comprehensive interactive handbook that contains the most relevant diagnoses to dermatological specialists and general practitioners. So in each disease article, you will get an overview of related differential diagnosis to which you can go directly. So there is a direct link to the next entry, and then you can move on and go forward and forward. So in addition to this, and this is the most used feature of DermaCompass, you can study a series of images, all related to the diagnosis you're looking for. So you can compare them and also download and save the images for later review if you like. Yeah, and on the next slide, you see more about the image gallery. So also in both versions, you get a database full of images. It contains over, I said it before, over 6,000 images of dermatological problems, and all pictures are in high resolution, so that one can also recognize the subtle differences between the various diseases. And when using the image gallery, the best feature is the intelligent search and the various filters you can set to find the right picture. And so you get accurate results if you want. And I will show you that in the live demonstration later so that you can see how to set the filters. But to give you an example for filter selection, they can be set by localization, by arrangement, or by fluorescence, and many more important aspects tailored to dermatologists. So, but let's move on to the app on the next slide. The web version is, so to speak, not alone. And actually, we also have a companion app to DermaCompass. In fact, the app was launched earlier than the web version, but the two go together and offer users the best experience depending on where they are. So the app is designed to be used in a situation where no computer is accessible, of course. So it covers the complete content that is also available on the web version. So both have the same database, the same images, the same articles are in there. And you can download the app in Apple's App Store for iOS or in Google's Play Store for Android-driven smartphones. Of course, it can be used offline, but then you do not get any updates. Then you have to be online, but offline you can use it. And so it has a specific feature that you cannot use in the web version, and that is the picture comparison. And that's something that's really cool about the app. So, but that I can show you on the next slide. And the picture comparison is, yeah, to me, it's the best feature of the DermaCompass app. Let's say you want to see images from two different diagnoses to compare the images. In the app, it's easy to do. Check the boxes of the diagnosis you see on the left side of the picture and use the compare button. On the right side, you'll see a possible result with different pictures of the two comparing diagnoses. And there you can move the columns up and down, so you can slide them up and down, the left and the right one differently to compare the pictures you would like to compare and to see them, and you can review them and you see them from different parts of the body and so on. So that's really a cool feature. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Well, after you got a first impression of the app, and the question could come up, why a laptop version? But that's easy to answer. So the web version is intended for use on a laptop or a desktop. So that means on a device that is a central tool for healthcare professionals. And it will add more features to the app, for example, the search in the image database via filter selection. And that is customizable to the needs of the dermatologists. So that's another a better feature than you have in the app. But the app has the picture comparison with the sliding up and down of the columns, so that's also a very good feature. So both of them are fitting together. So, okay. Next slide, please. Yeah. Here you can see the difference of the laptop version and the app version. So both of them have the reference book. All content is searchable on the laptop version or in the app. You have the differential diagnosis, and then it differs a little bit. So there is an image-related differential diagnosis that's it's better in the app, and you have a searchable image database that is in the laptop. I will show you later on. You cannot use the web version offline. Of course, you have to be connected with the internet, and the app version could be used offline. In the laptop version, in the web version, we have links to cargo content, so you can move on and move forward if you want to. So let's move on to the online demonstration. That's something, yeah, where I need to show you my screen. Just a second. Yeah, here it is. Okay. Yeah. So I'm already logged in. This is the English language version. If it is not in English, you can switch it there on the top right side to the English language. And I will show you some of the most important parts of the navigation there. You have there your account, if you want to change anything there. And the two most important things are the handbook and the image gallery. We come to that later on. And on the lower side of the screen, you see last updated articles. And there we have angioedema, for example. Yeah, I will click on that. Let's see what lies behind there. So yeah, this is angioedema, and there you can see it's last updated 4th of February, so it's 10 days ago. These were the authors. This is the ICD-11 classification, and there you have some synonyms, definition, classifications of angioedema, clinical features or diagnosis, complications, therapies, and references. So it's all there in this article, and every disease and diagnosis looks the same. On the right side, you have the images. You can click on that. You can switch through the gallery, and then you have the differential diagnosis right here. And there, for example, there's the allergic contact dermatitis. So that's another differential diagnosis which is related to angioedema, and then you can compare pictures if you like. Okay, so let's search something. For example, the atopic eczema, yeah, and there you can see there is an auto-completion in this search. So the application gives you some examples of what you may be searching for. And here you can click on atopic eczema, and then you come there. So it's the same, last updated, the authors, you have the ICD-11 classification there, synonyms, definition, epidemiology, all the important parts of the disease to know or to understand what it is. Diagnosis, very important part, prophylaxis, prognosis, therapy, and the reference section just on the lower end of this article. If I scroll upwards, you see on the right side the image. So you can click on them, and then you see it in a high definition, high resolution image of this atopic dermatitis, and then you can look a little bit closer on that. There are also other images. You can switch through them by clicking here through this gallery, and there is a differential diagnosis part where you can look for other diagnoses that are related to the atopic eczema. For example, scabies, if you want. And then you click on scabies, and then you come to scabies, and then it's just the same. They look always the same, the articles. So that's very easy to know where I am and how, and what am I looking for. So, okay. So let's move on to, this was the search here, and then there is the handbook. If you want to look anything what you know, maybe you look for, you've already seen it, the atopic eczema, then you click there. These are all diseases that start with an A, and then you have the other letters there. So atopic eczema, just click on it, and then you come to the same disease entry as we have seen before. Okay. Next one is the image gallery. That is a different thing than in the app, because there you have some filters where you can look up different pictures, not from the side of the diagnosis, but from the side of what you see. So for example, you see some efflorescence there. Let's say it's a patch, and then 5 to 10 times search. Then the image gallery searches for pictures where you see patches 5 to 10 times there. And here we go. And there you see different pictures, images, and related to some diagnosis, for example, urticaria pigmentosa or so. Then you click on that, and then you go to the diagnosis, then you see the different pictures, and then it's explained over there. Yeah. So, and if you click on the logo, you come back to the home screen. Yeah, and maybe start a new search. So, okay, I'm back at the start, and that means this is the end of my live presentation. And I will just end this. Wait a sec. Ah, here we go. Here is it. Yeah, now. Okay, so Neil, we are back.
Okay, thank you, Fritz. That was terrific. And actually, that is the last of our, as I say, more or less the end of the presentation. So thanks again to Fritz for the live demo. And I hope you found it interesting, the features, the products and the features, and a little bit of the background of DermaCompass. So I do see that we actually we're now at the question and answer section of the presentation, and I see that we do have a few questions. So that's great, and I will put them out there, and we'll see whether Fritz for you, or maybe I should answer something here. But here's a question for you, Fritz, that came in.
Okay.
Where do the questions? Where do the images come from?
Ah, yeah. Okay. Great question. Thank you. Yeah. All images were taken by dermatologists and have been reviewed by experts in their field. So before being added to the image database. So most of the images are from either the University Hospital in Zurich or from the University Hospital in Basel, but there's more to come. So we'll be adding new images from various regions of the world in the near future. We started collaborations with different research projects and hospitals, but that's something for the future. This comes this year. Yeah.
Good.
For now, okay.
No, that's good. And I didn't mean to interrupt if you have any other additional things to add to that.
Okay.
If not, another question that came in, I guess this was something I could feel, is it possible to test DermaCompass free of charge for a trial period? And the answer to that is absolutely. We'd be very happy to help you start a trial with DermaCompass. Typically, the trials run from 1 month to 3 months. If you like it, if it's useful, all goes well, then we can convert it then to the fee structure. But yes, absolutely, free trial is absolutely permitted and encouraged, in fact. So you can test it out and make sure that it works well for your institution. It is possible also for a 6-month period, but we tended to, as I say, prefer the trials at 1 month or 3 month time intervals. So, great question. I should have mentioned that earlier on, but absolutely trials are encouraged, in fact, so to make sure the product is right for you. Other question, something for you, Fritz. How often is the DermaCompass updated? With all the changes that are going on in dermatology, how do we deal with all the changes and incorporate them into DermaCompass?
Yeah, very good question, of course. Thank you. So yeah, we update regularly, usually every quarter, sometimes a little bit more often. It depends on new research that is published and that brings new insights into the diseases that we have in DermaCompass. So we also have let's say a scheduled process. This means that each type of disease article is regularly reviewed twice a year. And of course, we also add new images to the database. So I think we publish in 2022 around 300 new diagnostic articles and about 1,000 new images. So that will expand the database a lot. So that's a lot of content there.
Good. Okay. Thank you, Fritz. And I see we have one more question that has come in. Maybe also for you, Fritz. Do I need a browser version if DermaCompass is also available via the app?
Okay. Yes and no. Actually, I would say it depends on what you would like to do and where you are. So if you are, let's say, in the hospital without having access to a computer or to a PC because you go from one room to another, and so then I think you're happy to have DermaCompass on your smartphone, on your mobile. Additionally, you can easier compare images of diseases on the mobile app. So that's plus. Although with the web version, it's easier to search the image database with different filters. So it depends on what you want to do and where you are, and if you have access to the internet in your hospital, or if you have your smartphone just in the pocket or so, and what you want to use. So both versions are a valuable source, I guess.
Good to know. Thanks for that, Fritz. And I don't see any other questions coming in, so that might wrap it up for us. If there are additional questions that come in later, please feel free to send those questions to either me or to Fritz. Again, we had email addresses at the start of the presentation, and again, we will make this presentation available, as we mentioned, at a later date, hopefully very shortly. After this live presentation, it will be available. But if you do have questions, please feel free to follow up. Those would be very happy to help you answer those questions. And of course, if you're interested in a trial with DermaCompass, we'd be very happy to work with you to set up a trial. So you can explore the product, learn about what it has to offer, investigate its features on your own, and then determine whether or not you'd like to continue to receive this, what we feel is a very valuable resource and an important resource in the field of dermatology. So with that, I will just say thank you again very much for joining us today for this presentation on behalf of Fritz and myself. Thank you very much again, and we look forward to hearing from you. And again, hopefully you will tune into the next webinar series, the Carter Publishers webinar series. There will be more in the future, telling you all about the new products that we are bringing to market, and that hopefully will serve you and educate and all the rest. So again, thanks very much. And everyone, please enjoy your day, and we'll hope to see you soon. Thanks again.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.